Well, g'day everyone, and welcome to our special edition of Adelaide Conservatives, our election special. We're watching it live here. When you watch this, it might be on repeat, but this is our live reaction to the coverage here in Australia. Luke, welcome. This is the day we've been waiting for.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be honest, I'll be glad when it's all over. It's been a long haul.
It has been a very long haul. Now, today we've got the setup. We've got the Tesla behind us in honour of Elon Musk. Way to go, Elon. We are currently watching, this will probably surprise a few viewers, we're watching ABC News to give us some of the updates, but we're also going to be flicking through all the free-to-air left-leaning media, so we're not giving you any biased of opinion, but we've got our phones and technology to have a look at some polling from America and Fox News and those sort of places as well. As we speak right now, I think the most telling sign, last night when I was looking at the betting markets, Trump was paying about, what was it about last night?
Basically it was about $2.20 to $1.60 in his favour, but that's blown out. It's now like $1.20, I think $1.28 to $3.20. So the betting, it's obviously early in the counting over there, but the betting market's definitely going Trump's way.
Whatever they're seeing so far on election day, that is moving the betting market significantly. About an hour ago, CNN has just released some exit polling. Probably no surprise, but they're saying 75% of Americans who were polled as they leave the polling station have said they're unhappy with the current direction of the country. That's pretty damning if you're Kamala Harris and you're the current vice president.
Yeah, I mean, what they were talking about just in the general polling was that it was 70-30 as far as people being dissatisfied, and that was considered to be a bit of a calamity. I think the fact that it's exit polling suggesting that it's worse than that has a little bit of a baseball bat feel about it as far as what the electors will be thinking.
Now, we apologise to listeners who are watching the full version of this podcast today. We will be looking at our phones. We'll be trying to get data from as many places as we can. We might even try and get some comments from some people in the know that we might know. But if I have a look right now, if I just go, let's start with Google, the most accessible thing you can quickly do. If you Google US election results, they currently, with what they have called, they have Trump on 178, Kamala Harris on 99. Obviously, early in voting, a long way to go.
Yeah, and you look at, I'm just looking at the Fox update, and they've got President Trump on 195 and Harris on 117. And also one thing to note with that too is the actual votes counted. Trump has a 4 million lead, 31 million to 27 million as far as votes counted so far. Yeah.
Some anecdotal stuff I was hearing on the radio on the way here today. That they were really concerned in a few of the key areas, and particularly the built-up cities, that the voter turnout was low, and in the regions it was a higher one. Now that's very anecdotal.
Yeah, I did hear that too.
But that's telling you that possibly the voter turnout, the ambition for people to actually get off their couches and go and vote for Kamala Harris in the strong areas of hers isn't transferring to what she would be hoping for.
Yeah, that's right. And I think the other concerning factor, if you're in the Harris camp, would be the African American vote. The exit polling in Georgia alone suggests that 25% of African Americans are voting for Trump, and their turnouts looks good.
If we turn to North Carolina, what are you seeing at the moment on? Are you on Fox at the moment? Or Sky?
Yeah, I'm on the Fox one.
The Fox one. North Carolina.
Let's have a look at that.
If I'm just looking,
giving me Nevada, and they haven't closed yet, so we're still waiting on that.
North Carolina, if you're going by the Google version of this, has got 53% reporting, and Trump has a narrow lead.
Yep, that's Google. I've got the Fox numbers up now, and Fox numbers have Trump with a 4-point lead.
Yep. Yeah.
That's pretty significant.
Yeah, so Donald Trump 51.3, Kamala Harris 47.6, with Jill Stein at 0.4. Now, that's an interesting one. Yeah. That seems to be one of the scapegoats the left are going to already, that the Greens over there, different to here in Australia where we have preferential voting, they're starting to complain again, we've got someone further left than us, let's put the hand up, and basically a vote for the Greens is a vote for Donald Trump.
No, that's it. But they did the same thing. They did the same thing with Hillary. They blamed Trump's victory on Jill Stein back then as well. Just trying to look for a few more numbers. So, yeah, that's 56% recorded there. So
that's getting close to being pretty confident.
That's looking pretty good.
Okay. Obviously, the one that is the big name. Let's go into Pennsylvania. What are the numbers you're seeing coming through in Pennsylvania at the moment? I've got Kamala Harris 55.3%, Donald Trump 43.8%, and that is with only 26% of the vote recorded. When I zoom into the map, a lot of those places does seem to be the built-up population bases that have been counted so far. The more rural.
Is that right? Yeah, I can't see that one on the Fox one. It doesn't go into that much detail, but they've got 27% of the vote, so that's what you've got there too, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got 27%.
Yep. So what's that telling you as far as where the bulk of the vote's coming from so far?
I'm just looking at it on a map. I've got a map of the districts, and I'm seeing the major centres obviously are going towards Kamala Harris, and there's still a bit of rural areas that have not been coloured in at all yet, so we're unsure of. So,
Yep.
I couldn't see Kamala Harris's numbers getting any better. Trump's could improve, but on those numbers,
there's a long way to go there.
Yeah, there's a long way to go there, but if you were Kamala Harris and you're looking everywhere else, that's the one you're looking at with a bit more optimism. You're finding possibly, and that's obviously 19 electoral college votes. So if I was on the optimistic side of the Harris campaign, that's one I'd be still looking at pretty closely.
Yeah, just excuse the fact that we're all looking at our phones, because obviously this is happening live as we're doing this, so we're sort of getting updates coming in all the time.
All right, now if we have a look here at ABC here in Australia, we are looking. They've called 99 electoral college votes for Kamala Harris, 178 for Trump, and Ohio is 17 electoral. That's gone to obviously Trump. We've got JD Vance polling pretty strongly.
How's the margin in Florida? 14% to Donald Trump.
I'll tell you what.
He's just smashed it out of the park.
It was not that long ago that Florida was a swing state.
Yeah, no.
That was the one, particularly in 2016, that decided that election. We've seen Governor Ron DeSantis take that place by the scruff of the neck.
He's just there. That's deep red now. So, yeah.
And this is what we say about conservative politics. Nothing does better for conservative politics when you actually get a conservative leader in there that creates change, and the people can see the benefit that it brings to them socially, economically, culturally. The benefits.
The last thing you want is a pseudo-conservative, which is, unfortunately, in Australia, we get far too much of that pseudo-conservatives.
We do, particularly with state governments.
They're basically sellouts.
South Dakota, no surprise.
Oh, really?
What do we got here? Tennessee, no surprise.
No. Oh, well, I think Taylor Swift didn't bring it home for Camilla there.
No. What else are we looking at here? It is interesting when we're looking through the channels here, and we might even just, if I got that remote there for a second, Luke.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to go through. So we're watching ABC at the moment. It gives you an indication of who they have on. ABC have had on as their special correspondents. They've had Malcolm Turnbull, which is a bit of a joke.
Yeah, the ghost.
The ghost, and Michael Cohen, Trump's ex-lawyer.
So please.
Very impartial. They're getting it from there. Let's head over to Channel 7, who, to be frank, haven't been much better today when we've been skipping through.
See, I tell you what, I'm going to make a bold call for you.
Yep.
Might blow up in my face in half an hour's time, but I'm just about ready to call Georgia for Trump. I'm just looking at the latest numbers coming through from Fox. He's got a 5.5% lead there with 76% counted. I'm not seeing how, and that's got a lot of the Atlanta regions there, right? If you look at the map, you're looking at the same map as I am.
Yep.
A lot of those Atlanta regions are already in. I can't see how Kamala Harris bridges that gap. I think Georgia's history.
That's a good call. Bearing in mind any postal votes that come in late, that's looking very promising for Donald Trump to win back.
Yeah. That's a decent gap. Well, mind you, having said that, 4 years ago we thought the same thing. At the end of the night, we thought Wisconsin was in the bag too, and then woke up the next morning and suddenly there was a whole heap of other votes found. So we've been there and done that.
The difference this time around, not being a COVID period, is there was a hysteria.
It
was almost it was the popular thing to do, voting from home. How great is this?
But you're not going to have the ballot box stuff, so you're not going to have the same level of I guess uncertainty for people. You know, whether it's conspiracy theory or not, you're not going to have that same level of uncertainty this time around with how it's being run.
I've just heard a interview that they did of Donald Trump, and they asked him what he thought about some of these big voter lines going. And his response to the media was, it's what it is, it's democracy. Yes, it's painful, but I want every Republican to stay in the line. If you're a Democrat, feel free to go home.
Yeah. Well, see, Trump,
I don't know how that guy...
Trump can say that. No other politician to really get away with that.
Look, we've both run in elections before here in a local level, and on those days, it's you got to hold your breath and you're sweating, and the nerves are big because you put so much time, effort, and resources and money and all these things into these campaigns. I don't know how this bloke in the biggest election on earth can stay so calm, so composed. He's got the media all against him. This guy's got kahunas the size of Texas.
He's a machine.
This is unbelievable stuff to watch. If he is successful tonight, I can't think of a bigger, more impressive political comeback. If you went to the end of the 2020 election, probably me and yourself included,
yep.
You write the bloke off that the Republicans need to start to look for the future, whether it be Ron DeSantis or whoever it may be.
I just got to tell you, this is just another update that's come through from Fox. Trump's 1.5% ahead in Virginia, with 58% counted. Now, what I'm looking at doesn't give me a breakdown of like all districts are declared, so it just doesn't give me a breakdown of where the vote's coming from. But he is, I'd say, he's outperforming well and truly
in Virginia.
I've
got Trump 49.9, Harris 48.4.
Yep.
And Jill Stein 0.8, which is actually significant.
Yeah.
When you look at that difference, we're giving him shit for a scapegoat, but that is
bloody hilarious.
I want that to be the difference.
Here's just in the background, we've got the CNN predictor. The CNN predictor, right at this point in time, has Trump getting 286 electoral college votes, Harris 252, and 68% chance lean to Trump. So. I think you'd rather be the former president right now.
Yeah, I'm hoping if it goes the way we are looking at the moment, there's going to be some fantastic highlight reels from CNN, MSNBC, the Rachel Maddows, like we saw in 2016, where they almost felt like they were at a funeral in front of them.
Pennsylvania's coming back in, so it's 30% in. Harris does have a 6-point lead. However, the areas that's coming in from are largely around Pittsburgh. So I think she'd want to have a bigger lead than that with the vote where it's coming from so far.
Can we get any numbers on Pennsylvania in what the total numbers are like compared to previous years? I think one of the things when these states become the swing state, and we saw this in Florida, you have a really high voter turnout because they understand that America is the centre of Western democracy, and this is the biggest election in the world, and they are the key seat.
Yeah, for a lot of these states, they are the centre of the world.
It is the centre of the universe, and that they are compelled to actually come out and vote because they realise more than ever their vote really does matter. Oh no, they're pointing to California. Oh.
Yeah, I think. Just Google that in blue. I don't think that's going to change. So I'll just give us a second. I'll find out the data on that because.
Well, the first number's in for California. Trump is ahead by 2 points. No.
No.
Okay, so we've got still sitting with the CNN projection 286 Trump, 252 Harris, and the funeral's already almost started here, Luke. The funeral has almost started.
Harris, just on Sportsbet, Harris has blown out to $4.33 now, and it's $1.22 for Trump.
So it's coming. This is one of the things that can come gently.
I'm going to be honest with you, and I hope it never happens, but it probably wouldn't be a bad time to put 100 on Harris.
Well, at least it would soften the blow.
Yeah.
I must admit, I did the same thing in football finals like this year when Port was playing finals.
Yep.
I'll put $100 on them in a knockout final. Just in case they win, I'm a little bit depressed about it. I get some gamble responsibly. Anyone out there? What are we getting from Michigan?
Bear with me a second. Just looking at those Pennsylvania figures for you.
Let's see, Channel 9's covering. We had it on Channel 10 before. They crossed to Waleed Aleed, and the very first question they asked him was about minority groups and women. So they didn't really want to know about the issues. They just want to know about the groups. They were keen to divide already. Channel 9's got someone live on the ground there in America.
So 7 million people voted in Pennsylvania last time.
And what are we up to so far, do we know?
2 million. So that says voter turnout's low. 30% of people counted. They're going to have a lower voter turnout than what they did. 30%, 2 million. They're going to have just below 7 million.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
almost to the number.
The thing that'd be encouraging, though, if you're a Trump supporter, as we are, would be the fact that 400,000 more Republicans registered to vote this time than Democrats.
Yeah. Another one of the telltale
Democrats
signs.
still have more registered voters, don't get me wrong, but 400,000 new registrations came in the state of Pennsylvania.
When watching the coverage, we're on Channel 9 at the moment. They've got some live things coming in from CNN. They all go from the CNN stats on these networks. But they cross to a Republican event, and we see beers and champagnes and cocktails in the background. People looking pretty relaxed.
I know that's not a Bud Light I just saw, is it?
Certainly. So, was it? Oh, my goodness. But, yeah, you're seeing the same when they cross to a Democratic. I mean, you're seeing more nail-biting, more nerves. You're not seeing too many drinks flowing yet. So we're giving you some anecdotal data here, but, geez, I've not seen any... Well, let's try. Let's put our impartial hats on. What positives can we see for Kamala Harris at the moment? Apart from that, she gets to have some time
only
off.
positives I can see is that she's actually ahead in some places.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's really mundane and really
Well,
basic. But
you'd probably still say
she can look at it and go, I'm winning
Yeah,
for the time being.
Pennsylvania maybe is something she would be still happy with at the moment.
I saw the numbers for Kansas. Kansas is awfully close on those numbers I just saw come up then. I mean, that's just not going to happen for Harris, but she's closer than I would have expected there.
So I've got in Michigan 13% reporting of voting. Kamala Harris is leading that one, 52.9 to 45.3, but that is very, very early numbers at 13%.
Where's that, sorry?
That's in Michigan.
Yeah.
And then if we have a look with the same mindset, if we go to Wisconsin, 23%, so slightly more votes in there, and that's
Where's that vote coming from?
50.6 to 47.9. If I just go through there,
Is that coming from Green Bay or?
I can't see the actual numbers. I know
Yeah.
that there's reported votes from every district at the moment, but I can't see what numbers it's coming from.
Look at those Texas numbers. Trump's got a 9-point lead in Texas. That's blown out from where it was an hour ago.
Okay, New Mexico, Trump 49.9, Harris 48.4.
New Mexico.
New Mexico, and that is with 19% reporting.
Wow. Got any figures for Minnesota? That would be absolutely hilarious if Bullshit Walls loses his own state.
Where's Minnesota?
Right there.
There?
Sorry, mate. Right next to Wisconsin there, mate.
Okay, that's what you have.
Got any numbers for that?
No.
No, I'll see if Fox has got some numbers on that. Yeah.
Hang on. 1% reporting.
Oh, okay. That's a nothing burger.
Trump 58.4, Kamala Harris 39.5 with 1%.
We'll take that.
We'll take that. Stop the count. Next polls close in 13 minutes and 22 seconds without telling us which polls they are. The way it works is similar to here in Australia. If you are in line when the polls close, they will keep you in line until your vote is registered. And in some situations, we've seen in the past that could come...
Unless it's parts of Philadelphia last week where they told people to go home.
Yeah, well, of course.
People wearing red hats got told to go home. We've seen that before.
Yeah. But there can be... That's why sometimes you see a delay in the votes coming through.
Yeah.
You think, this shut an hour and a half ago. Should have something counted in. And because they can't start counting till every vote's been cast.
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
Karl Stefanovic is trying to look a little bit more smarter. He's got his glasses on, I'm noticing, in this coverage. He's got his glasses, he's got a fresh haircut. He looks very different to the Olympics, Karl. I might just chuck this back to Channel 10 for a bit here. Oh, hang on. I can see what you're doing it now. Put it onto Channel 1111.
There you go. That's 10. 1-0.
Thank you. Okay.
And for those that might be watching this from the United States, Channel 10 over here is pretty much left-hard central, a bit like MSNBC.
It's interesting.
So we enjoy watching the reactions, especially when someone that's not woke isn't doing so well.
We actually should mention Adelaide Conservatives started out as a very localised channel here, talking about local issues, but as soon as we started talking about the election and numbers, have gone through the roof. I'll get a breakdown of this channel just for some other stats that might interest people. And we must give a big shout out to our American followers here, because we are up to
it's probably half our audience, to be fair. It's
44% is from the United States.
Yeah, wow. There you go.
6%. We've got 6% from the United Kingdom. So
it's
hello
good.
to all the Brits out there.
More like-minded conservative people. I mean, it doesn't matter what country you're from. We obviously all share similar values.
And it's also very interesting to see when you live in a place, you can be swamped by the local media and what people think. You hear a lot more on the ground. It's always interesting to see what a couple of blokes on the other side of the world think about what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess we can. I mean, our media here is pushing the Harris wheelbarrow as well. It's weird, but it is interesting to be able to see a perspective from outside of the American bubble too. Yeah. And I think hopefully that's reassuring that there are America's not just the only place with bastion of common sense.
Yeah. And by and large, our media has really not reported too much about the election until the last couple of weeks of the campaign. And what they tend to report on is the hysteria part of it. They wait for there's a Trump comment to go on. Yeah. And that's what they report on. They don't talk about the issues. It's not very often you'd hear Australian media talking about the border problem within America.
Yeah.
But
to Pennsylvania.
Not dissimilar, actually. We've got a leader over here at the moment, Anthony Albanese. He's the Prime Minister of Australia. He started out as a very further left-leaning politician who tried to centralise himself to get the leadership of the Labor Party here in Australia, and has always been really weak on border protection. Our border here, our version of the wall was to turn the boats back. Obviously, our advantage being a big...
Our wall's basically the Indian Ocean.
Indian Ocean serves as a pretty good wall, and if you have a good navy, then you can just turn those boats around and you don't have that problem, something we're pretty fortunate with. But even that, I mean, that's what's won and lost elections here in Australia before, those same issues. Yeah. Cost of living, border protection, they're pretty common things between Australia and America when it comes to someone's vote. Okay, Luke, we're getting very close to calling this now, but we're not quite there yet. We're looking for some...
You're much more confident than I am.
Well, let's have a look at these numbers. We spoke about the odds. They have now dramatically come in. $1.10 Donald Trump to $7 Kamala Harris. If we have a look...
two-horse race, that's amazing.
If we have a look at the state by state, Georgia, North Carolina, I think we're almost ready to call. Georgia is coming in with 88% of the vote counted. Donald Trump 51.3 to Kamala Harris 48. There'd have to be a significant shift in votes with such a small portion to go. That's
looking pretty good.
That's looking pretty close. That's close to being called. Not quite there yet, to be fair. If we look at North Carolina, that's 75% of the votes counted again, and 52.5 to 46.4. That's almost home and hosed.
Yeah, I just. Look, and we were just trying to look at where some of that vote's coming from too, and a lot of that vote is coming from built-up areas. So it's not, it's not like they've missed a major capital where they're obviously going to be more left-leaning. That's a pretty good snapshot of what's really going on across the state. Yeah,
no, definitely. Let's have a look. So with that in mind, so if they stay, Georgia and North Carolina, as we think. Then you've got those three block states that have voted together for the past...
for a long time. Look, basically... Well, yeah, that's why I'm not so ready to call it. I'll be ready to call it when I can see either a Wisconsin, Michigan or Pennsylvania that is going to go the president's way.
Well, there's been a big shift in Pennsylvania from when we last reported it. So Pennsylvania is now 55% reported, so we're over the halfway mark. Donald Trump, who was down by 5 or 6 points when we started
Yeah, he
talking
was
about
before,
this about half an hour ago. Donald Trump is now 50.9, Kamala Harris 48.2. It's a massive shift.
How much counted?
That is 55%.
Okay. All right. So he's got ahead. It really comes down to where that vote's being counted.
Yeah, it does. It does. Let's have a look at Wisconsin. We've got 48% reporting there, so getting close to the 50% mark, and that is way too close to call. That's Donald Trump 49.7 to 48.8 Kamala Harris.
Yeah. Okay.
But still, you'd rather be there than not.
Well, there's Arizona's just popped up on the screen behind us there. So yeah, half the votes in, and Trump's 1.5 points up in Arizona. I to be honest, I expect him to win Arizona pretty comfortably.
Yeah. I've asked for a comment from Senator Alex Antic, and he's saying he's too nervous to say anything at the moment, although it's looking okay.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, no, see, I'm more with Alex than you're getting a little bit more excited. I remember that 4 years ago when you got very excited in the taxi ride on the way home.
There may have been a taxi driver wearing a MAGA hat.
Yeah, trying to get the Indian taxi driver to wear my MAGA hat.
He did. He liked it.
Yeah. I think he looked more scared than but anyway.
That's all right. It was a cultural experience. Right now, Harris. Okay.
Harris wins Colorado. That's.
Yep.
They could have declared that last week.
How else are we looking here? Any other surprises coming for Harris? Any good news? I don't think the Harris campaign at the moment, they're celebrating when
there's not a lot of good news. They're getting excited when she wins what she just should win and just ought to win. So they're
looking for good news stories.
Hey, one thing we haven't touched on those is the Senate
District of Columbia. Kamala Harris 92.6%.
No way.
They'll be cheering. They're going, this is one. This is in the bag.
I can't imagine why.
They've won Delaware.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I can't imagine why in districts that are full of public servants that are getting fat off the taxpayer that they'd win those so convincingly on the left.
Yeah. Have a look at this. Florida. Trump 56.2%. 96% of the vote counted.
That's just
absolute pants down drumming.
Yeah.
What we said before, that was a swing state. That is now a very safe Republican stronghold.
Hey, one thing we haven't really touched on is the Senate race too. So the Republicans they've picked up a Senate spot off the Democrats as well. So they're and there's still plenty to be counted, but they're basically in a position now where you can call it they're going to control the Senate, and they're also leading in the House race as well. Mm-hmm. What are the House figures? So 133 so far for Republicans, 89 for Democrats. So they're looking good in the House as well. So if they can get the trifecta, that's going to be amazing for them.
Let's have a look at the Adelaide Conservatives prediction that was a week out from the election. We sat down and we worked out. We called Georgia, North Carolina. We gave Virginia and Michigan to Harris. Wisconsin is the one that we had as the one winning factor that got Trump over the line at 278 to 260. This isn't a far off possibility here. 260 to 278. You could see that happening. Yeah.
Well, what are we? We're nearly 11 o'clock East Coast time over there now. So we're I think we're going to have a much better idea probably within the hour.
Yeah.
Where are we at now? So I'm just trying to see if there's any more numbers coming through from the Rust Belt. You see anything else there?
No new numbers coming through here at the moment. We might
Oh. There we go. Yeah, I think. Yeah, geez, he's looking good. Yeah, I'm liking North Carolina and Georgia. I think we can.
I can't work out why Minnesota is so slow to get their reporting. It's 3% of votes counted.
Yeah.
In Minnesota. You look at the East and the West and the South, and you're going, the other states around are up to 50%. Why is that one state so far behind?
Maybe Tim Walz is doing the counting.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they just don't want to report what they're seeing. We see it, but we don't believe it.
That'd be hilarious.
We see it, but we don't believe it. What's his I actually haven't had too much look as governor. Does Tim does he have a big margin?
Yeah. He's safe as governor.
He
might not be after this because he's actually got some national exposure. So I don't know how well he might go now.
Yeah, he's actually had to answer some questions.
So nothing's changed in Arizona. Half's in and Trump's just ahead.
Is he popular within the Democratic base there, though?
Yeah.
Is the governor?
No. Look, there's a few governors. I can't think of the guy's name off the top of my head. The governor of Colorado. They're very, very, very lefty types, and they are, in the establishment of the Democrat Party, they are all very popular.
Yeah.
That's ultimately why they picked Tim Walz, because it's basically that they've got the furthest left senator in history as their ticket, and they need to have the furthest left governor as their ticket to go with it. It's insane not going Josh Shapiro.
Yeah, it is. It's the establishment that got Kamala appointed, not elected. And she had to throw some meat to the tigers.
Yeah, that's right.
But electorally, this is where they start to believe their own fandom when that happens, though, because electorally they would have been a lot better at choosing.
Josh Shapiro, 100% better.
But this is the other thing that she's been found out. When she had her campaign, we spoke about this last night on the phone. When her campaign was tailoring...
Oh, there's Minnesota.
What do we got here?
3.5% in, Trump's 60-40 up.
Yeah, that means absolutely nothing at that stage.
Yeah, 50... Oh, no, it's Missouri. That's all over. He was about 60-40 up in Minnesota, but it's only 4%. Geez, that'd be hilarious. Mississippi, yep, no joke. He's going to win that.
62.8, yep.
Won
easy.
That. Geez, we've just got the ABC on here in the background here. Another one of those networks that's very MSNBC, and just, bringing up pictures of John Bannon, and we haven't got the volume on, but we could just imagine what the topic is.
They're talking like this at the moment. They're doing a lot of this.
Yeah,
can't be good.
No,
can't be good.
No.
This
we're looking forward to the meltdowns later on.
This reminds me of Scott Morrison's election winner when we were watching the ABC, and oh dear,
yeah, it was a lot like that.
Hopefully, it doesn't finish like that.
They're in denial.
Yeah,
ABC. He's nearly 3 points up. 83% in North Carolina. Trump's nearly 3 points ahead.
Well, let's go back to, we were talking about the Senate race. If the Republicans hold the Senate, and
that's done.
It's done.
They'll end up with 52 senators.
So if Donald Trump wins the presidency, number one job, as you look at appointments, becomes a lot easier when you hold the Senate as well.
Yeah.
What do you think the biggest thing he would do straight away?
Well, you know who he's hanging out with today?
Who's he hanging out with today?
Elon's down at Mar-a-Lago. Who would have thought that 4 years ago, that Elon Musk could be hanging out having non-alcoholic pina coladas with President Trump?
Yeah. Crazy to think.
Yeah.
Crazy to think. It's going to be good for the American space race.
Oh, well, yeah. American space race, basically, as it stands, wouldn't exist without Elon Musk at the moment.
Not sure they're racing against, but...
yeah, that's true.
Maybe.
Yeah, New Jersey... that's a bit disappointing. I was hoping that was going to be a smoky, but that seems to be 6% in Harris's favour. So they've already counted that in their column. So, and
they're celebrating it too.
Yeah.
Here we go. We've got some Trump stuff going on here on the ABC. What's going on here?
Oh yeah, there's a protest somewhere, or showing footage from 4 years ago or something.
Talking with his hands, doing a lot of this. The ABC's loving it.
Doing Tim Walz.
Supreme Court judges. Let's go down that route.
Well, I think Justice Clarence Thomas, the only reason he's really hung in there is to wait for a Trump victory so he can retire gracefully, and Trump will be able to appoint another conservative justice. That's what I think's going on.
Yep.
If Harris somehow falls over the line, I think they'll be pushing Justice Thomas in there in a wheelchair for another 4 years.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, they did it.
And that's the thing.
They did it with Ginsburg, didn't they?
They did, and that's the thing. If you can replace a 82-year-old,
He's about 81, 82.
81 with a 45-year-old, that becomes your seat on the Supreme Court for a very long time.
Yeah. Oh, New York's declared for Harris. I think Trump was having a few fantasies when he thought he was going to win that.
He can't let go of New York.
No, that's his hometown.
It's your hometown. You don't give up hope.
Ohio, 55.8% for Trump. So that's it's flicking through some of the results. No, Oklahoma. Yeah, well, that was always going to be very, very dark red.
Have you noticed on the ABC that they were happily just do a little red tick, but every time you see these Harris ones come through, they light up the whole board.
Yeah.
The Harris face comes up, and
excitement time.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
And that's the thing. Yeah, if you're a lefty watching this at the moment, you're still thinking you're in with a lot better chance. Unless you're actually looking at the numbers and you're working it out, and you're still in with the chance. They're certainly in with a chance, but
look. Really, until we see some more data on the blue wall states, or so-called blue wall states. Yeah, I mean, that's really what we're waiting for now. I think we know where North Carolina and Georgia are going. I'm pretty confident where Arizona's going to go. Nevada's might take some time. But, yeah, I mean, all Trump's got to do is pick up one of those, and that's game over. Well, we are just minutes away from Donald Trump coming out and declaring victory, I believe, in this election.
Yes, I think it's very true to say, Luke. I think we are now very happy to say it and call it. Donald J. Trump will be the 45th and 47th president of the United States. Georgia is now in the bag. North Carolina is now in the bag. And Pennsylvania, just called by Fox. They're going off at the Republican Party as we're looking at the footages come through right now. Donald Trump will be the president of the United States once again. There is very, very, very small percentage chances that Kamala Harris could do anything. It is now beyond the mathematical chances that she has. The door has closed.
There is zero chance now.
The door has closed. The big thing now is, can she save any of the furniture? Because we could be seeing a clean sweep of the swing states from Donald Trump and the Republicans.
Well, it's not. I mean, the Electoral College doesn't really matter at the end of the day. You either win or you lose. But what's really going to hurt them is the fact that they're going to probably end up losing 4 senators. The Republicans are going to end up with probably 52 or 3 senators. Mm-hmm. That doesn't sound like a lot when you've got 100 senators, but that's a big margin. Like the Senate's usually 1-2 senators difference, but this could be 3 or 4 senators difference in the Republicans' favour. And the House numbers I was just looking at before too, I'm ready to call it. The Republicans are going to hold the House as well.
Well, they're just reporting now on Sky News. Donald Trump to deliver speech shortly, which is ironic because Kamala Harris has gone home.
She's gone to bed.
She said that she wanted to be the uniter. You know what a uniting thing would have been when the writing was on the wall, stay up a couple of hours later, concede defeat, stay up there, congratulate Donald Trump. All the things that they accused Donald Trump of doing previously, you wait and watch the next few days. It is going to be rewind, play, change red and blue, and they're going to be the biggest hypocrites going around the place.
Yeah. Oh, look. I mean, she's got reason to be upset, but you've got to be a leader. The other person I was thinking of that's probably really upset now and contemplating packing his bags is our ambassador, Kevin Rudd.
Kevin Rudd, who has been public in criticising Donald Trump for a long time now. Yeah, he'll be packing his deck. Something shocking. Anthony Albanese. There's footage came out from our Prime Minister here in Australia, Anthony Albanese. He said during a footage of him came out during the week of back in 2017 saying Donald Trump scares the poop out of me. Different word than poop, but will be appropriate here. There's going to be a lot of upset left media. Look, I can't wait.
This is going to be fantastic.
We're going to have another episode shortly.
It's been 8 years since I've seen this level of meltdown, and it's only just begun.
It is only just beginning. They're still in the denial stage, I think, but when they realise what's happened, there is going to be an absolute meltdown. There's going to be tears. There's going to be all sorts. But again, something that we don't really see here in Australia, we are going to see Donald Trump claim victory before Kamala Harris has conceded defeat, which, to be frank, is a democratic norm.
Didn't the same thing happen in 2016? I'm pretty sure he came out before Hillary had conceded too.
Before Hillary, and
I think we're still waiting for Al Gore.
Al Gore is still waiting to concede his defeat. The used to be the next president of the United States.
Who are these election deniers again?
The hypocrisy is going to be absolutely laughable. We're looking forward to seeing it. America, I think, has dodged a bullet. The world has dodged a bullet. Kamala Harris is extremely far left. She tried to be a centrist candidate.
It's complete fake.
Yeah, America has seen through it in some pretty comprehensive numbers. And I think it's party time over there in the USA.
Yeah.
Well, I think that covers up and wraps up our election coverage here on Adelaide Conservatives. But like we said, keep tuned because we're going to keep bringing some pretty big content to you because there's going to be some classic footage we're going to see in the next couple of days that is going to be almost laughable.
Absolutely.
Champion.